I'm ready for you.
Okay.
What would you like to be coached on today?
Yeah, kind of, I don't even know where to start. Um, how do I get back on track with my real estate business and my vision to do the for sale by own, not for sale by owner, to do the first time home buyers guide, meaning just to work out a system that I could present to home buyers and kind of do it virtually. So that's where I want to go. I don't want to give up real estate, not stopping selling real estate, but I do want to add the vision, and that is working with home buyers
Okay.
and explaining the process, focusing on the process from start to finish.
Okay. So explaining that process from start to finish. So you've said a couple of things that you're not on track.
Right.
Okay. You need to get back. So you're saying you're not on track and that you have a vision that you were hoping for,
Yes.
which
And
is
I
just working with first-time home buyers.
to help them understand the process, the home buying process, just
Okay.
narrowing everything down to specifically the home buying process,
Okay.
not to, yeah. So just to help them to know what it takes, what they need to do, explain it from beginning to end.
Okay.
Pretty
What
much
is your hope for that? What is the end game for that process that you're saying?
the end game would to make a little money in that.
Okay.
Um,
So
and
you're going to
then
help them, you're going to help them buy.
that would be the other end game, is to be able to work with buyers, whether they're first timers, repeat buyers, any buyer interested in purchasing any type property.
Okay. Any buyer. So now we're to any buyer. Okay. Where are you at right now? Let's talk about where you are right now in your business. And
In
when I
my
say where
business,
you're at in your business, I'm saying, where are you at with your like financial stability inside your business right now?
I am not good. I'm not doing well at all.
Okay.
Meaning, I haven't sold anything. I have a few listings, land listings. I haven't sold anything in quite a while. Quite a
Okay.
while this year. Um, and then this vision came along, which I want to get it up and running, which would be like my fallback on for financially to be able to have some money coming in from that. And just to share, my personal life is right now is really kind of a lot going on, my personal life. And that's why I need to find out how to get back on track with everything that I'm doing. I am selling my property. I'm buying another house. I'm preparing to move where I live now because I was renting it. So it's a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. So you're buying yourself a house.
I'm buying myself a house. I'm
That's
selling a house.
exciting.
It
That's
is.
exciting.
It
Okay.
is.
Okay. And when you do that and you move, are you moving to a different target market? Like, are you moving to a different area?
No, I want to stay in the area that I've only been here almost 2 years.
And
So I
how
want
far
to
away are
stay.
you moving?
It would be close to the area where I currently live.
Oh, okay. So you're not moving very
So
far
I'm
away.
going to, no.
Okay, great. Okay. So that's a good thing. Okay. So you have a couple different thoughts here. That you're off track, number one, that there's a magic track that you need to be on, right?
Yes.
There's no magic track that we're off. We just are moving along, right? We're just doing. And you have this vision for what you want with this first time homebuyer clinic, which I know we talked about this last year as well,
Right.
when you told me what your vision was for that.
Right.
Okay. So that vision that you have, what are you thinking about that vision?
I'm thinking about that vision being my move into working as I get older, which I am already at 68 years old.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that the home buyers, working with home buyers, is to be able to do that and still work that in, be in real estate, but working more or being more involved with the vision.
Okay. Why are they separate?
I don't know why they are separate because I just feel like I'm working right now so hard. I don't want to work this hard when I get another 5 or 6, 7 years. If I can just sit at my desk and do virtual, do my business virtually would be ideal.
Okay. So the part of your job that you're not enjoying, or like, so
Right
I'm
now,
hearing some conflicting statements here. And I think one of the reasons why you might be feeling a little bit, how are you feeling? Are you feeling overwhelmed, confused?
it's no, I know I'm having to do some things and take steps. So I'm just trying to, just stay in sync with selling real estate and then the vision, working on the vision. So I'm like balancing two things right now. My regular business with repeat clients and just doing regular, selling and buying and listing. And then again with the vision, I'm doing that as well. Just checking into it, finding out what are the things that I need to get it started and pursuing that right now as well.
Okay. So do you have your time scheduled that way to where you're spending so many hours on your selling of real estate and then so many hours on these classes, right? Your first time home buyer vision is to be able to educate.
Yes. And
Okay.
no, I don't have time. Like right now I'm kind of off with what
Okay.
I was normally doing. I did have a time schedule. Monday I did, certain things. Tuesday I did this. Wednesday all the way up to Friday. But now I'm just kind of not focused.
Okay. So tell me what's the problem?
I think the problem is wanting to get the property sold that I currently own, which is 3.5 hours away, and get, back on schedule doing my real estate business. Because right now I have to travel. I did an open house last weekend, last Sunday. That's 3.5 hours. And I come back, it's okay. I need to get, myself back from that trip. And by that time, it's Tuesday or Wednesday. And I've not lost a day because Mondays I normally do my personal things, that are personal. So it's
Hmm.
just I just feel like I'm off. I'm just off track. What do I need to spend more time doing? Is it getting the house sold, finding my other property that I want to move to, and I'm packing so I'll be ready to move. Even though my lease here is not up until February, but I don't like to procrastinate. So I'm trying to do a little packing in between all of that and still sell real estate and still try to get my vision because I want my vision up and running by the first of the year, meaning there's a um, virtual assistant that I've been in contact with to help me with that. So I kind of had to put that on hold right now.
Okay. Why do we have a deadline?
Because if I don't, I just keep going the way that I'm going. But if I know I've accomplished this before, I just feel like if I've accomplished something that I want to see happen, then I've kind of met my deadline or
Right.
goal.
Okay. But are you accomplishing? Is that
I am accomplishing some things. I
okay?
am, but
Okay.
more personally, not so much business. I'm
Yeah.
accomplishing a lot of things on the personal end
Right. So
of
that doesn't have to do with your goal though. I'm talking about you gave yourself a deadline.
Yeah, because I hope to have my house and be in another house before the end of the year. So by the first of the year, I can actually work on other things more in line with my business.
Okay. You got lots of deadlines on yourself right now. Self-imposed. It's not
Yes,
like you have to get out. It's not like you have to start the other business, right? But you have a lot of self-imposed deadlines right now that seem to be causing some confusion and overwhelm for you. Is that fair to say?
that's fair to say.
Okay. And I'm not seeing, I see a lot of spinning where you're just, oh, I'll do this. Oh, this thing. Now wait, this thing. No, oh, no, this thing. I got some of this thing, right? But yet not making the progress that you want necessarily in any of those areas. So what's main priority? What's the number one priority?
To
If you were to
settle,
take is to sell, I mean, you got to support
y-
yourself.
yes, yes,
Okay. To sell your house or to sell real estate
to
or your
sell
own
my
real estate.
house.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, okay. So your number one priority is to sell your house. Okay. All right. What does that take? Let's get this marker here. Okay. So we have the first thing is to sell your own house. Okay. What's your second priority?
to buy another house.
Okay. And you haven't decided on one to buy yet?
No, because I need to sell my own house in order to buy the next house.
Okay. So
So whatever,
that's kind of a sub category of that same one then, because we can't do this until this is done,
right.
right? Okay. So this isn't something we need to worry about quite yet. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're going to shop, but it could take a while to sell your house.
If I was, if I lived where my house is, it would not take as long. But because I'm 3.5 hours away, I'm on a different MLS. And so I'm having to do it, like for sale by owner, which is where I've started for sale by owner by putting it on Zillow and doing the for sale by owner that
Why don't you
way.
put it in your MLS?
I am going to put it on in my MLS. I met an investor of sorts this past week that hopefully it will be more of an investor as opposed to a normal buyer, and I may be able to get more. I'm not sure. So I will be putting it on my MLS in about another week.
Okay. Because once you get it on your MLS, it will populate to all of Zillow and all of
Yes,
realtor.com, right? So your
yes,
reach is going to be farther. You'll just need to have a lockbox of some sort for agents that are
yes,
local to that area to access it.
yes. And then
Yeah.
the other thing, Lisa, is having someone that would work with the buyers. So I had to really kind of find someone that I know, haven't lived in that area and familiar with some agents there. So because I'm not there, I wouldn't be able to go, show the property. So I've connected with another agent.
Okay. Do you feel like you're asking for a favor when you do that?
No, but I just needed someone that I could trust and I know already to help on that end in working with the buyers.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So once you get it on your MLS, why is it taking a week to get it on your MLS?
Because another buyer, I'm actually giving them some time to decide if they want to move forward or not.
Why?
Because I know them and it's people that I've just given them a little bit more, time to do what they need to do on their end to make an
What?
offer.
Yeah. And what is that doing on your end?
Mm, like I said, just putting the listing up on my MLS. Maybe
Right.
not as sooner. Yeah.
Right. But how is that impacting you?
I've kind of put things on hold because of someone else right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's adding stress in your life so that you can wait for someone else to possibly make a decision. If they want to
Yeah.
make a decision, it takes less than 24 hours to get qualified to buy a house.
Okay.
So get your house on your MLS. I mean, this is just me coaching you, but telling you what to do. So I
Thank
don't
you
know that
very
that's
much.
coaching, but I'm gonna
Thank
push you
you.
just a little bit. Get
Okay.
your house on your MLS. right?
Okay.
And set it up so that because you're driving back and forth and doing open houses.
Just once.
Okay, so you're
Just
doing an
once.
open house. So you're kind of reverse doing it. You're doing it the hard way. It's not on the
Mhm.
MLS. You put it on for sale by owner somewhere and you're doing open houses. So you're really not waiting for that person. You're just doing all the hard things instead of putting on the MLS so that it will populate to all the websites.
Okay. And once I do that, the only concern I have is someone calls them and wants to see the property. That's the other thing that I need to have.
Oh, that's awesome. You find a buyer and says they want to see the property, and you're like, I can't drive 3.5 hours. You know what you do? You have a standing contract with whatever agent you like up there,
Right,
right? And you
right.
charge them 25% for any
So
buyer that you send them.
yes. Well, I've already spoken to them. They've looked at the house. This is what I did this past weekend with that other agent. So I
Okay.
have an agent already ready to go
Okay. So
with a
what's the
30%.
problem?
Well, nothing right now. It's just once
Okay.
I move past sell of the house, I just go to the next thing.
Okay. This is going to be happening no matter what. All you have to do, you don't have to move past selling it to get to something else. So you don't need to wait for the house to sell to move on with the next step.
Okay.
All you need to do is get it on the MLS,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get your referral agreement. I'm writing this down so you'll write it down.
Yes.
Okay. Get it put on the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Get your
It's
referral
a
agreement
no.
and your
Mm-hmm.
referral agreement in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just need to have access, whatever kind of lockbox you're going to have for accessing the property so that you don't have to
Right.
be there.
Right.
This is all you need right here.
Okay.
Then this is on autopilot.
Okay.
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 Done. How long will it take you to do this? How long will it take you to put it in your MLS, get a referral agreement, and have access to the house?
It's already in the MLS. I just have to add a couple more things, photos, just hit the button. I've already
Okay.
spoken to the other agent. So I actually can do this no later than tomorrow.
Okay. And it will be done. So this is going to take you less than a day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Less than one day. Probably the hours it will take you is probably going to take you maybe one.
Yeah, less.
Unless
Yes.
unless you have to drive to go put access up
Put
there.
the laptop.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is on autopilot at that point. All you're going to do is answer the phone, maybe make an extra 30% back instead of paying an agent a whole whatever the commission is, because we don't talk about
Okay.
commission. But
Right.
whatever the commission is, right? You don't have to pay all that and you make the
Right.
money back and everything's good. That
Okay.
agent's happy because you just got them a new buyer or multiple buyers.
Yes.
But any buyer, here's the thing, any buyer that calls you that does not have representation and wants to see the house,
I'll refer them.
yeah, every single
Yeah.
one of them.
Yes. Yes. I got that down, Lisa. It's just like
Okay.
I was waiting and I shouldn't have been doing that. So,
No, don't wait.
okay. Okay.
Okay. What's our next thing we need to tackle?
Um, I keep going back to getting back on track. Okay. But that's why I try to make all the Zoom meetings and things. So it helps me to keep my real estate business in front of everything else that's going on.
Okay. We keep it in front because we need to make money.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you keep thinking that you're off track. What are you thinking that you're off track about?
Making money.
Making money. So you need to have an income.
I do.
Okay. How much of an income do you need to have? Yep. I need to make X amount of dollars to pay my bills, like per month.
I did that. I know I X amount of dollars. Let's see, eight, three, four. I need to make about $30,000 to get started. I know I won't in the next 2 or 3 months, but at least the first 6 months. So
Okay,
at
hold on.
least
Hold on. I just asked you how much it takes you to pay your bills in 1 month. And you just told me how much you need for 6 months. I don't need 6 months. How much do you need to pay your bills for 1 month?
35 to 4,000.
30.
3,500 to 4,000.
Okay.
3,500.
So I need $4,000. I need to make $4,000 to pay my bills. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. Yes.
Okay. So you need $4,000 to pay your bills. Okay. Okay. I think that this thought that you're off track, I think is coming from you're creating a circumstance. So this is our circumstance line. Okay. You're creating a circumstance that says, well, and I need to make $30,000 in 6 months. I need this. I need to do this. I need to do this, right? You're creating circumstances for yourself, but they're not required. You're making up circumstances. You're making up deadlines that are putting pressure on yourself. And when you put pressure on yourself, you're not making progress.
Well, what's the difference in that and just planning, for your future, just making
How you think
plans.
about it. How you
Yeah.
think about it. And right now, this is how you
Yes.
think about it. You're thinking that you're off track. So you can make
Yes.
the plans. You can say, yeah, I need $30,000 in the next 6 months to pay all my bills for 6 months, right? You can say that, but if you tell yourself, I'm off track, how does that make you feel?
It takes away,
How does it make you
com-
feel though?
how
Inside,
does
when
it,
you say, I'm off track, how do you feel?
um, I don't feel good about where I am.
Yeah. So what are you feeling then? You don't feel good. What is that feeling? What is it doing to you? I am pushing you, just so you know.
It's, yeah, I've watched some of you. You do push.
You asked for it. You're getting
I
it.
do. I want it. Yes.
Okay, so
Um,
how are you feeling when you say that you're off track?
I'm feeling less confident in what I know that I can do.
Okay. Okay, so you're feeling less confident. Does thinking that you're off track, that doesn't change the fact that you have to pay your bills.
No, it doesn't.
Right. But what is it creating for you when you feel less confident? When you feel less confident, how are you showing up or what are you doing each day with your time?
I'm not doing the things that I should be doing with my time. Active, proactive, or
Okay,
I'm
so
inactive.
you're not taking action. It's
Right.
inaction.
Inaction. Inaction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is our action line right here.
Right.
Okay. So our circumstances, right? Our thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
feelings, actions, and the results that we're getting. Okay. So when you're feeling less confident, you're not taking action.
Right.
Okay. When you don't take action,
You
the
don't make
results
money.
that you're getting, yeah, you're not making money. You are
Yeah.
off track, right? You're proving this. You're proving that you're off track, that you're not on track to make the money that you need to make.
Okay.
Okay.
And, and
Which of these things? Oh, go ahead.
I'm also feeling unorganized. I'm
Okay.
not as organized. So I don't know if that's off track or the filling part.
Um, no, I'm unorganized is actually just a thought.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
I'm
a thought.
unorganized is just a thought. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm unorganized is not a feeling.
Okay.
And being unorganized is not an action. It's a perception.
Okay.
What is organized? Organized to you is different than organized to me, right? And it's
Right.
different
Right.
than the people on home edit. Like it's all different to all of us. Okay, so I'm unorganized is just a thought, but if we think we're unorganized, how does that make you feel?
Goes back to everything else I've said about the not confident and
Yeah,
uh, feeling like you're behind and, you know,
yeah,
not,
throwing a
not
little,
caught up.
yeah, throwing a little overwhelm. right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, but why am I not getting my job done? And why am I not making money? And why am I not
Okay.
selling houses?
Right.
Okay. So how do we break out of this pattern? Do you understand before we break out of it, right? What is causing your results?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only the thoughts that's causing your results. It's you're
Only the
proving,
thought. Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're
Right. Okay.
proving that you can't like make money.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to
What
think
I thought.
something different about our money. We have to think something different about our job because
Okay.
this doesn't change. Our circumstances don't change. We still do need to pay our bills. I mean, we could not pay our bills and they could shut off our power and they could take our car and they could do, I mean, we don't have to pay our bills, right? You're choosing to pay your bills. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You're choosing to pay your bills. We'll also need to choose what do we want to think about that? What do we want to think about? Okay. I need to pay my bills.
Right.
What would you like to think about that?
Um, Actually, what's important when it comes to going into or paying, or I'd say debt, if I use my credit card and not use my credit card to pay, or do I pay cash, or how am I paying my bills? In a
Okay.
sense. And what am I not creating another bill when I don't have to create another bill?
Right. Okay. So when we don't have, when we're not don't have, but when we are tight in budget, right? And we're trying to maybe stockpile some money or make
Yes.
some more money, when we're tight on budget, we do need to, it is a great idea to simplify the things that we do have and maybe get rid of the things that we don't need at the moment. When you talk about bills, right? So
Yes.
maybe
Right.
Apple TV can go or Hulu or whatever. Like there's things that you could look at to simplify if you would like to reduce the amount of responsibility that you have. And if
Yes.
that helps relieve some of the pressure that you're feeling, but you're feeling most of the pressure because you're telling yourself that you're not on track.
So using psychology, I'm not supposed to tell myself I'm not off track. I'm
No.
supposed to tell myself, okay, I mean, more of a positive thinking, in other
Yes.
words, stay
Yes.
positive about what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, and you can't just it's not just what do I say? You have to believe it. It has to
Yes,
be true to you, right?
yes,
And that's where we
yeah,
get stuck sometimes with this is we'd like to say like, "Oh, well, I don't need to make money. It's okay." Well, that's not true. So we can't say something if it's not true. The truth is you need to pay your bills. What do we want to think about needing to pay bills? Because
you know,
thinking I'm off track is not helping you pay your bills,
yes,
right? It's
right.
creating an action. And if you have an action,
It,
like you're not making money because you're not doing your job. Okay? Okay. So yes, it is like a mindset. And how do we need to think differently? What other, yes, positive thoughts can we introduce that
mhm.
feel better? Because when we feel better, that trickles down to our action line and our results line, right? We can't change our circumstances. We can't change that we all
Okay,
have to feed our families. We can't change that we all have to, pay our rent. Like some of those things we can't change. I mean, you could give up your house and live on the street, but that's what we're not choosing to do that. So,
okay,
so what is, um, let's talk about your business then, the thing that's making you money, because you do have a vision, right? Kind of the third thing I would say, like the first thing is your house, but we've already
mhm.
conquered that and you're going to conquer that in less than a day,
Right,
right? Okay. Now you've got your
right,
real estate business and you've got your vision.
right.
Okay. The vision doesn't need to have a deadline.
Okay,
Okay. It is so like that's just a self-imposed idea that you have that for some reason it has to be up and rolling by January 1st. And this is your backup plan. And this is going to be your, you know, side income and all that stuff, which is great. And it's good to have the goal, but not if it's creating overwhelm for you. not
Okay.
if it's creating an action on your part, because like, I have to do all these things. Not to mention, you don't want to go hire a VA if you aren't making money yet.
True. That was, yeah, part of the bill portion up at the top, not
Yeah.
spending money.
Don't spend it if you don't have it.
Okay.
Don't spend it if you don't have it. Okay.
Mhm.
So if we are on to number 2 of importance, that would be your real estate business.
Right.
Okay. What are you doing inside your real estate business to sell?
I
What does
do
your
call,
schedule look like?
my schedule looks like on Mondays, I have it in front of me. Uh, I do a rundown, which is a thing the North Carolina Real Estate Commission puts out. It just goes over some of the frequently asked questions real estate. So I do literature, I read, I do some check the markets. I do my hot sheets. I get on the computer about 9 o'clock, look at the hot sheet for clients. And that's pretty much how I start out Monday. And Tuesday, I work with sellers. I kind of use Tuesday as my day for anything to do with sellers, spars, and FISBOs.
Okay. What are you doing? Okay. So, So this is Monday. This is Tuesday. You said
Sellers,
FISBOs,
sellers,
any sellers,
contact, yeah,
current sellers that you have,
current,
current sellers. And then what else did you say?
expires,
Oh,
FISBOs,
expires.
yeah,
Okay.
just, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's what you do on Tuesday. We're going to break these down further, but I just want to first brain dump what else you've got on your plate that you're doing. What do you do
And
Wednesday?
Wednesday is my social media day and buyers.
What about the buyers?
Uh, I try to, reach out to them that are not ready. They're kind of on the fence. So
Okay.
I make contact with them, text, emails,
Okay.
typically calls.
So this is current buyers that you have.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What about
Um,
Thursday?
Thursdays are my neighborhoods, either riding around the neighborhoods, um, looking at mostly riding. I'm out looking at neighborhoods. And then when I'm out, like for the expires and the FISBOs, I do call on the FISBOs that I see. So,
Okay.
um,
How does that go?
that was pretty much they say they're trying to sell them on their own, but it's just my follow up. I'm not good with the follow up on my FISBOs.
Okay.
Keeping them in contact with them like I should.
Okay.
And then Friday is like my cleanup day. And sometime I actually work on the home buyers vision that I have on Fridays, my vision.
So kind of like your Friday finishers, whatever you haven't finished, maybe you're kind of picking up on Friday. Okay. So tell me what's going wrong inside this.
Not much is going wrong inside that. Is I need to be a little bit more consistent with doing the things on those days that I've set aside for
Okay.
my business.
So
Just be consistent.
you got a great schedule, but
Mhm.
you're not following the schedule.
I'm not following lately. Again, I've been distracted.
Okay. Okay. So what I like to look at when I'm like, okay, I need to make money and I need to make money now. Right? Like I got to pay my bills. I got to pay my bills
Mhm.
now. What am I going to
Mhm.
do? I usually am going to go for the low-hanging fruit, because especially if you have other things going on in your life that's maybe taking up some of your time, then it may be hard to stick to this schedule. And then if we miss a day, we're like, oh, well, that day's shot. It's kind of like a diet, right? If we're like, well,
Mhm.
I ate the donut, I might as well eat 12 donuts. Let's
Yeah,
just throw it out the window, right? Okay.
right.
And sometimes we'll do that with our week.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So What do you love to do? What is the low hanging fruit out of all of these things we just wrote down? What is the low hanging fruit that you have here? What's the easiest win that you think we can find?
My Mondays.
Okay. What about you? Okay. Now that's interesting that you said that though, because this is inaction item, not, this is passive, not inaction, but these are the passive action. Did you take my passive and active action class? Okay. So you just picked all the passive action items.
Yes,
Yeah.
true. You
Yeah.
caught me on, yeah.
Not the massive action. Okay. So we need to pick, if we're going to make money,
Mhm.
what is massive action you can take and what would you enjoy doing? If you could do one thing during the week.
I do enjoy for sale by owners.
Great.
I enjoy uh, being able to get in the door. Well, getting in the door. Once I get in the door, I enjoy my conversations with them. I enjoy meeting them. That gives me joy.
Okay.
First time home buyers really, yeah, I really enjoy that, and I do enjoy going out, and while I'm out finding them, which I do find them,
Mm-hmm.
and just doing what work I need to do to follow up after I know they're there.
The for sale by owners or first time home
Yeah,
buyers?
the
For sale by
sale by
owners?
owners, yes.
For sale by owners. Okay. So what if this week, I guess it's Thursday right now, right? But what if even this next week, your goal was just to focus on for sale by owners?
That would be good.
What if you still did your passive action, which is important, your education of the market, checking your
Mhm.
hot sheets, right? You still, I would say, want to check your current sellers and your current buyers because
Yeah.
those are also low hanging fruit.
Okay.
But if you only added one other thing in and it was for sale by owners, what if you just focused on that?
Okay.
That's it.
You just focus on the for sale by owners.
Yes.
Okay. And
What
then
if
the
you
other
just
one
did that next week?
just did that next week. I can
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say these three things. You still want to check in with your current buyers. Interest rates actually just went down into the sixes today. Pretty exciting. High
Six.
sixes instead of, yeah, they
Okay.
went down to
So
sixes today.
okay.
So let me tell you where they're at.
And see, that's why I like the
6.6. That's exciting.
elevated group, because you give us so much information that I don't always know. So okay.
Yes. So hopefully that doesn't work on my phone. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Interest rates are at 6.6. What am I going to do today? It may not be my buyer day, but I'm sure as heck going to call all my buyers that are on my list or send them a text message and let them know that interest rates are now 6.6%, that we dropped about a half.
Okay. I could do that.
Okay. And the goal that you can control, the result that you can control is the activity that you're doing. We can't control whether or not someone chooses to buy or sell a house.
Okay.
We can't control that. What we can control are the activities that we take each day. And then
Right.
when we know what activities eventually will turn that profit, right? Eventually will get us to our goal. Those are the activities that we focus on.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So check in with your current buyers, check in with your current sellers, and focus on your FSBOs.
Yes. Okay.
So now we have, let's see, let's flip back here. All right. So number one was you're going to take care of
MLS.
selling your own house,
Correct.
right? Getting it set up so it's on autopilot,
Okay.
just like you would for your own client. It does get sometimes a little bit overwhelming when we're the client and no one's
Yeah.
taking care of us,
Yes.
right? Nobody's taking care of
Yes.
us and telling us how things are going to be okay. And sometimes
Yes.
we have to have some of that self-talk with, okay, if this was my client, what would I tell them? Would I tell
Okay.
them to wait for a week for somebody to decide? Or would I say, let's get this sucker on the market because prices are going down?
You're right.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 is only your for sale by owners, and then your buyers and your sellers. That's your next focus.
Okay.
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 We're going to repeat this until we get our desired outcome,
Okay.
which is money. That is our desired outcome, right?
Right.
And if we run out of for sale by owners, move on to expireds.
Okay.
Okay. But we're going to keep repeating this till we get money.
Other than actually meeting them face to face, the for sale by owners, I do send letters. That's the only other contact that I actually use to engage with are the letters, and the same thing with the sellers. Just, contact.
So, did you take my for sale by owner marketing class?
I'm sure I did. Go back to that for sale by owner. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Was it the farming? No, couldn't be farming
Nope.
because it was for sale by
Nope.
owners.
It was for sale by owner.
Okay.
For sale by owner marketing class. It will give you exactly what to do, what to say, the order to do it in, and how to follow up.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I do that. Go back and review that.
Let me look at you. Oh, yeah, you got it. You got the for sale by owner marketing playbook. You got the expired listings playbook.
Right.
You got the renter playbook. You got all the playbooks.
Right.
So what I would do is go back and revisit the first, it's only an hour-long training. I would go back and revisit the for sale by owner training, download the worksheets, and I would implement that.
Okay.
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 And then give me your feedback and tell me how it's going next week. So throw it in our group.
Okay.
Since you're in the Road to 100K group, throw it in the group and let me know how it's going. If you have questions, what kind of feedback you're getting from them, right? If they are saying something, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do, or they told me this, or like, what's my next step? If you get frustrated at all in there, that's what I'm for.
Okay.
Inside the coaching group is for that. Okay.
I will do this. I can do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
it's interesting. It really takes someone else to bounce things off, and help you to help you. Because a lot of times you don't know what help you need.
Right. It's hard to see
So
sometimes.
it is. Yeah. You're looking this way, and that's not the way you should be looking or doing. And it just helps to have someone to, I don't want to say get you back on track, but help you to think, to think correctly.
Right. You don't have anything different here. Oh, well, I guess it's on the other page. I'll quit flipping. It's making noise, but you don't have anything different on your list than when we started.
No.
But what happens is we think about all the things that we have to do, right? And then we keep thinking of more things inside those things that we have to do. And then soon enough, we stop taking action because there's so many things and now we don't know which one to do.
Is that like overthinking things a lot of times?
I almost feel like it's layers, but yeah, you could call it overthinking, I guess. I call it spinning, that will kind of spin in the thoughts that we have. So the easiest way to get out of that is to do what we just did.
Okay.
Okay, so what are the actual things that I have to do? What do I actually need? How much money do I actually need? And then if you catch yourself saying, oh, well, I need to retire in 3 years, so I need this much money, right? That's too far out.
Mm-hmm.
and you're making it be way too large. And then if it's way too large, we don't feel like we can conquer that. So that's not going to be helpful. So we need to really take it down to, okay, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do this week?
Okay.
Okay. And sometimes inside our business, if you're like, but I don't want to do this thing today, sometimes you can go, well, is there a different action item that I could take? Do I want to call an expired? Do I want to call old customers? Do I want to call something else? Take a different action step that sounds fun today? Then that's what I'll
Mm-hmm.
do today.
Okay.
Right? It doesn't have to be for sale by owners.
No, but
But if
something.
you
Take
but you just
action.
told me I love calling for sale by owners. I love meeting new people. I love
Yeah.
helping new people. Well, that sounds like it kind of lights your heart on fire.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're going to show up to those people with a very
Mm-hmm.
positive, happy attitude. Just like I could tell your demeanor changed when you started
Mm-hmm.
talking about how much fun it is to contact new people and go meet them and see their houses and all that. Right? That's exciting and fun for you.
It is.
Okay, so then that's what we do, is the exciting, fun thing that we want to do. If I said, do you want to go door knock, or you have to go door knock every house down 10 streets, the chances that you're going to do that is slim to none, because you wouldn't want to, because it's not fun and it doesn't light your heart on fire. Right? So, and there's a balance in there to where sometimes, okay, this is the easy thing for you to do. So do that thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then if we get to, the next thing and it's a little bit harder for you and you're feeling a little uneasy about moving forward on doing something else, right? Say, just call it expireds, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it may not be the thing that lights your heart on fire, but sometimes that's where we need to grow.
Yes.
But if we're not doing any of the things, we start with the thing that's an action item, a massive action item that excites us and gets us out and moving.
Right. And that's
That's where
what we
you're going to
need.
start. Yep.
Yes.
And then we're going to build upon that. And as you start to have progress there, right? Well, guess what? Those guys turn into listings. Now you have more sellers. Now you have more sellers to keep in touch with. Oh, now we're going to add open houses in, because now you have a listing and now we got to do open houses. Right? Oh, in an open house, you're going to pick up a new buyer at
The
an open
buyer.
house. So now we have more buyers to keep in touch with.
Right.
Do you see how it starts to compound?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But all we need to focus on is just mastering,
That's true.
how do I call the for
Area.
sale by owners? How do I provide value? Right? How do I
Mm-hmm.
help them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. How do I help them?
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
How are you feeling now?
I'm feeling so much better.
Good. Good.
I just, I knew I needed to talk to you. That's
Well,
all.
that's good. Well, that's what I'm here for.
I'm glad. I'm really
Yeah.
glad. I'm really glad you're in my life. A quick question. On last Wednesday's elevated group meeting, you mentioned something about Monday motivation, and I'm not sure. I don't know anything about the Monday's motivation. Is that something you had in one of your Zoom
Are
sessions? I
you
can go back
talking
and
about for scheduling?
for doing something on Mondays.
Yeah. So probably the scheduling. So if you go
Okay.
to just agentleader.com,
Uh-huh.
up at the top, there's a tab that says free trainings,
Uh-huh.
and there's a conquer time management.
Conquer time
Conquer
management.
conquer time management. So if you go watch that training,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that also will help, kind of like what we just did a little bit of, which
Mm-hmm.
is separating out, okay, what do we need to do at what time during the week, right? Actually writing out the list of the things. So very similar to what we did with your listing. Well, actually, there's only 3 things that we need to do with your listing to get that taken care of. And then you plug those into your calendar so you get them done. So it's a little bit of that. It's just breaking it down a little bit further. so that you're
Okay.
ready every week. So I do that every week. I do it. You can either do it on Sunday, you can do it on Monday. I like to do it on Sunday, evening, so that I know what's coming up for the week. I will
Right.
put in any appointments, any family, family things that we have. My kid is in basketball, so am I having games, like whatever's coming up, because then I can look at my calendar and be like, oh, so I have 6 hours this day and 5 hours this day, and what am I going to now do inside that 5 hours to move my business forward? Now
Okay.
I'm going to call for sale by owners. How many for sale by owners can I prep and call in a 5 hour period? Do I want to spend 5 hours? Probably not.
No.
You
No.
know, 2 hours. I will take care of this in 2 hours. And then you put it on the schedule. And the trick is you have to honor yourself and you have to honor your schedule. So
Okay.
once you put it in there,
Honor it.
honor
Yeah.
it. So unless somebody calls and wants to see houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another money making activity, you need to honor what you've put in your schedule. And that's how we start to continue to make progress in our business. And also when we don't want to.
Right. Because you're training yourself to adhere to whatever you have on that schedule
Yes.
and go by that schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because our goal is to make money. But if we don't put the things inside our schedule that get us to that goal, right, to
Mm-hmm.
those results, then we just go week after week after week and we're not making money, not making money, not making money. So in
True.
order to change that, we've got to get the action items inside of our schedule.
Okay. So much makes so much sense. So much. Yeah. I have it here, but I really need to get it in, you know,
You have a
fine tune.
great outline. Yeah, you have a great
Yeah.
outline of what you're doing. Now micromanage it a little bit more to where you're like, okay, right? Like I said, you're going to
Physically.
go put the listing in the MLS. Does that take 30
Yeah.
minutes? Does that take an hour? Does it take an
Mm-hmm.
hour and a half? What does it really take? And then you're going to block out the time
To
for
do it.
that exact thing to do it.
Okay.
Yep. And then it's
Start
done.
there.
And
Mm-hmm.
then we move on to the next thing. And then there's really not overwhelm. You don't sit in the land of overwhelm because you have what you're supposed to do. You don't have to think about it. You just get in and you do it. And we know that those things we've plugged in eventually will make money.
Okay.
Got to get you making some money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to get you making money.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Anytime. I'm always
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to be coming back and back.
That's it.
Thank you.
I'm
All
here
right.
every Thursday. All right. Bye, Gal.
Have a great weekend. See you maybe
You
tomorrow.
too. I will
Okay.
see. Oh, sounds good. It'll be a
Yeah.
good class. All
Yeah.
right.
Bye bye, Lisa.
Bye.